Archbishop, this is Vic Carter speaking. What do you plan to do? Do you plan to join these ministers and join with them as they try to rally men to help work with police to bring the situation under control? What exactly does the Catholic Church plan to do?
A couple of things. First of all, Bishop Madden, who is the auxiliary bishop, has been involved in all of these meetings. Secondly, I'm planning and have begun to call the pastors in the city. Thirdly, I think our priests are already working hard on working with their own congregations, again, to be places of safety, places of prayer, and places that bear witness to the need for proceeding peacefully. Yes, expressing views and expressing anguish and even expressing anger, but in a way that is ultimately peaceful.
Have you had any of your parishes or your schools involved in any of this? Have you suffered any damage?
Not to my knowledge, no. Not to my knowledge. But I must say I look with the greatest sorrow and anguish as I see the destruction of property and the endangerment of innocent people. I've been in Baltimore beginning now my 4th year. I love the city deeply. I've always loved it. And it grieves me and it grieves the people I serve deeply to see this really sad state of affairs.
Yeah, yes, I think everyone is heartbroken by this. We thank you so much, Archbishop. We do appreciate you talking with us, and we'll be speaking with you again. We're going to go now to our reporter, however, Christy Aletto, who is on the ground. Last time we talked to you, Christy, you were near the scene of that CVS fire. Has it been brought under control? Do you have any way of knowing? Christy?
Yes, I would definitely say it has been brought under control. The smoke has kind of dissipated a little bit, which is why we were able to get a little bit closer. But let's just talk about the damage. This isn't even the CVS damage. This is the MTA police truck that was on fire. This is that van. We got up here, it was completely charged, and we didn't even know if the car in front of that was a civilian car or a police car, but here you go, this is a police car, and that's because we saw all this citation booklet that was on the sidewalk. Now up here, again, you can see all of the fire crews and a line of police because they don't want people to go past because, again, the fire department is still trying to put out those hot spots at the CVS store. But again, this is the damage that's all unfolding because of, I guess, from what happened with Freddie Gray and then these children out here who said that they were going to have a march from Endowment Mall to the Avenue. Obviously that escalated, and this is what you're seeing. These are the remnants of what has happened from that alleged march. Denise and Vic?
Yes, yeah, that's horrible damage. Now your cameraman is showing us, our camera person, the line of officers, and is that the intersection of North and Pennsylvania?
Yes, this is also at the intersection of North and Pennsylvania. We are on the west side of that intersection, and yes, these are the officers who have lined the street. This is just one side of
Formulas, infection killer for all infections, viral, bacterial, fungal, parasitic. My Rapid Heal for all injuries enables the body to mend super fast. My System Toner, the Rejuvenator, tune-up for the entire body, head to toe, keeping it youthful, the mind positive and focused. Dragon Juice, the Revitalizer, pure power in a delicious drink. If your body's dragging, you need Dragon Juice. Lung Formula for asthma and all lung afflictions, arthritis fix, great tasting herbal teas, and more. Michael Anthony's private stock exclusive herbal formulas. To find out more, call 845-231-1094 or email Michael Anthony's private stock at yahoo.com. Michael Anthony's private stock exclusive herbal formulas.
This is Jim and Ken, and you're listening to the Peace and Kelly Show.
Control, mind control, corruption of your thoughts, yeah. Destruction of your soul.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Jane Metzler. As a young man who died in police custody was laid to rest today, protests turning violent in Baltimore. Fox Radio's Grinnell Scott has the latest live. Grinnell?
Jane, representatives of Freddie Gray's family called for a peaceful protest against police. Today was everything but that, as bricks and rocks flew at cops in riot gear. So far, 7 officers have been injured. Reverend Jamal Bryant, who presided over Gray's funeral, said the family was clear on what this been.
This was a day of sacred closure in the funeral. So for us to come out of the burial and walk into this is absolutely inexcusable.
Right now, police are trying to prevent looters from causing further damage to the city, Jane.
Thanks, Grinnell. This was day 1 of the Colorado Movie Massacre trial. Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal joins us live from Centennial.
Jane, Arapahoe County DA George Brockler said James Holmes committed mass murder to make himself feel better as his school and romantic goals failed. He recounted a conversation he had with his girlfriend.
What's so evil that you want to do? And you know what he says? Kill people, of course.
He said Holmes, who's pleading insanity, planned the attack while doing things like working out and buying groceries. Some in the court became emotional as Brockler talked about the victims, like what Caleb Medley's wife did when she thought he was dying.
She kisses him on the head, and she says, I will raise our son.
He said 2 state psychiatrists found Holmes was not insane, Jane.
Thanks, Jessica. The defense presenting its case today in the penalty phase of the Boston Marathon bombing
this
trial.
Afternoon with what was supposed to be a planned demonstration, but quickly erupted into chaos and rioting and looting. Police officers attacked. 7 officers have been injured so far. One of them was unconscious for a period of time. We are unsure of their condition, but a very serious situation in Baltimore. The governor has declared a state of emergency, and the National Guard will be deployed onto the streets of Baltimore.
And in case, once again, you're just getting home and just joining us, this rioting has created a number of events to be canceled this evening for safety's sake, and one of them is the ball game at the Oriole Park. The Orioles game has been postponed. And if you are one of the tens of thousands planning to go, your tickets, they'll let you know when it will be rescheduled. But they've been trying to stop a number of events. University of Maryland in Baltimore, class canceled. Everything was closed down, shut down, all for safety's sake, to try and keep things safe downtown. Right, but this area that you're looking at, once again, if you're just joining us, Sky Chopper 13 giving us images, is around the area of North Fulton, Monroe, Carey Streets, that area, which is where the mass amount of looting and torching has been going on.
Just been handed the executive order from the governor. It reads, and I'll just read portions of it. State of Maryland is subject to public emergency as defined in section 14301, the public safety article of the Code of Maryland. The mayor of the city of Baltimore, having applied to the governor for a proclamation of state of emergency and having been advised and informed by emergency management agency, there may be a need to take protective actions to protect the lives and property of citizens, being currently impacted by this public emergency. Skipping on down, it says an executive order to implement the emergency powers of the government is a prerequisite for potential federal emergency assistance. And in order to implement the emergency powers of the governor, an executive order of the governor is appropriate. Now, therefore, I, Lawrence J. Hogan, Jr., Governor of the State of Maryland, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of Maryland, including but not limited to Title 14, Section 13702, the Public Safety Article of the Code of Maryland, declare that a state of emergency exists in Baltimore. I call the Maryland National Guard into action and state service and hereby authorize the Maryland Emergency Management Agency or other appropriate state authority during this emergency period to engage, deploy, and coordinate available resources. And it is signed by Governor Lawrence J. Hogan, which was issued just moments ago. And so clearly now things are much more serious than they've ever been, at least in my period of time being here in Baltimore, in almost 20 years. And this is a situation that a woman at the grocery store told me this morning reminded her of the riots from back in the 60s and the 70s that occurred here in Baltimore. So this is a very dangerous situation, and there's going to take a lot of effort to get it all under control.
Right. So you just heard Vic read the statement from Governor Hogan. Let's go back to Derek Valcourt, who's at City Hall. We don't have a statement yet from the mayor directly, but he is with City Council President Jack Young. Is that correct, Derek?
That is correct. I have the City Council President right here. Obviously, you have been monitoring the activities all day long here. First off, what have you seen and how is the city responding?
I have seen peaceful demonstrations turn to opportunity for rioting to take place in the city of Baltimore. This is not what Freddie Gray's family wanted. This is not what the peaceful demonstrators wanted. This is out of control, and we as a city need to reach out to our relatives, because people see them on TV. They know that these are our kids. We know who they are. They have their cell phones, to call them or text them and tell them, stop the madness and come home. We cannot go back to 1968, where we burnt down our own infrastructures in our own neighborhoods, and we still have scars from back to the city of Baltimore. This is a trickle-down effect, because people who live in the community work in those stores, and the stores closed. That means they get no pay, which means they can't pay rent, they can't pay gas and electric, they can't buy food. So we have to stop the burning down and the breaking in of these stores, because in the end it hurts us as a people.
As you know, the governor has activated a state of emergency now, activating the Maryland National Guard. I am sure you have been working with the mayor and other city leaders as you guys try to get a handle on this. What is being done right now to address these problems? Well,
I haven't been briefed right now. I just got a text from the mayor to come to the Emergency Operations Center where I'm en route. But I thought that the National Guard should have been deployed long before now.
As we're obviously, you said it before, a lot of kids out there right now. They don't seem, I mean, this, at least from appearances, does not seem to have anything to do with Freddie Gray.
It has nothing to do with Freddie Gray. What I'm hearing on the news is they said that they're angry, is built up from the systemic problems within the police department on black males in the city of Baltimore. But this is no reason to loot and riot in the city of Baltimore. The whole world is watching us, and some people are even calling us animals.
City Council President Jack Young, thank you for your time, sir. Again, the governor expected to address the media tonight in a press conference at 8:30 over at the Maryland Emergency Management Agency headquarters. And so we will obviously get a lot more on the role that the National Guard will now play now that they've been activated to help out city police, who already have a ton of resources here helping them from other police departments. Prince George's County, we've seen Montgomery County, State Police, Howard County, Baltimore County. A lot of help has been brought in to assist Baltimore City Police as they try to show a large volume of force to help quell some of this rioting. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Derek Valcourt reporting live for us. Continue to see more disturbing scenes of rioting, the aftermath of the rioting and the looting.
Okay.
The police cars that have been destroyed, and certainly the lives that are disrupted by people who just live in the area. I mean, this is their neighborhood. This is their home. They go to these stores. Their kids go to the schools in the area, and they go to church in the area. And now their lives are totally disrupted, and who knows when it will be back in order.
Yes, and as Councilman Jack Young said, calling back to 1968, a lot of these businesses will have difficulty recovering from this, if they can at all. That has a much greater long-lasting impact, which is terrible. All right, we're going to go back to Christy Aletto on the ground, and apparently there's some activity. She has been near the scene of that CVS fire, just on the other side of police line. Christy, where are you now?
Yeah, Denise, we actually went on the other side of the police line, just like you said. We're still on Pennsylvania Avenue, just south of North Avenue, and we found the group 300 men march that is here congregating, obviously, to protest peacefully. I'm joined by Rob, who is he's one of the organizers of this. Why are you guys out here today?
We see a lot of young guys out here just, they're tearing apart their own home. And, 300's been around the city for a long time. We just come out and represent, make sure that we see some leadership out here, help some of these young guys that we've known for years, just help them understand this is our house, this is our home. Emotion is short-lived, but
what do you make of the fact, when you look at just down the block, that CVS that is completely gutted, and you saw some of the stores, little kids that were looting liquor stores. What do you make of the fact that you see these people that are tearing up their own community?
Again, we just need just that leadership, and that's the problem, is young people with unchecked emotion. We're just trying to bring that home, that drive that home. This is Baltimore. This is not how we protest. So, the 300's here just keeping it peaceful. That's it. Just keeping it peaceful, try to stop the killing, stop the rioting.
Christy?
Let these young guys get their voices out without tearing down their house.
Yes, Denise.
I want to tell this gentleman, let him know that the governor has just declared a state of emergency, which gives him the power now to call in the National Guard, since he's trying to spread the message that this needs to stop. It could get, this could get even tougher.
Yeah, Rob, the National Guard is deployed. There's also a state of emergency. What do you make of the fact that there's all these things that are being put in place to kind of quell the violence here? And if it doesn't, it's just going to get worse.
This is their movement. The people got to turn down the violence. We can't rely on the National Guard. So again, we're just here, people of Baltimore. Everyone in the shirt they live here. They're from here. So we're just here helping out.
So you're saying it's up to one another. It's up to your peers to.
Of course.
Yeah, it's up to more than the peers. We need the system to change. We need the system to understand what we're going through out here. We need the system to understand no peace, no justice, no peace is more than just a chant. It's real out here. We out here for our family,
man. This is the ongoing thing. This
ain't no show. This ain't no hashtag fight.
It's like this. When something boils, this is not like just happened yesterday. This is something of years and years and years. This is like 80s, and now at the bottom that fell out.
I understand that a lot of people feel that this has been ongoing, but is it productive to take those frustrations out by damaging your own community?
What's been productive so far?
You have been productive, but right now it's not productive.
Hear me out 1 second.
They spending the city money right now.
Hear me out 1 second. I understand exactly what you're saying, but the thing about it is, was it productive to still, that me and Tyrone West and them still got to wait 600-something days for an autopsy? Is it productive that we on like 15 days with this young man's autopsy or term of death? Is it productive that our school systems are a mess? Is it productive when it's called zip code racism all through my city, where some people rich, some people poor? So guess what? The day of the uprising that you're seeing, it's not an uprising. It might be an upliftment to wake up my whole city so we all can work together to get these social ills that have been going on. And it has something to do with the media. It has something to do with the school system, City Hall, Annapolis. This thing big. Hold on. Listen.
All right, well, there you have.
Okay, that was Christy Aletto. I think our signal kind of dropped out there for just a moment or so. Christy Aletto, down in the heart of things, where people are voicing their own frustrations, and clearly not one of those the folks who are down there who are talking right now are happy with the type of violence taking place. They want to see action, but they don't necessarily want to see this type of violence taking place.
Right, and at this time, of course, at this moment in the evening, the question becomes, how will this resolve itself? Because the governor has declared a state state of emergency. You're going to get the National Guard in. It's going to become nighttime, and you have a tremendous police force down there now, and their job is to stop the looting, prevent any further fires, and to protect the civilians who live in that community, and make sure that they can